Hi, everybody. So I heard a story the other day. I just had to share. It's such a strange story. I'm not sure whether it's true or it's an urban legend because I heard it about fourth hand, but it's such an interesting story. So it happened at Costco. Some of you have been to Costco. This woman was standing at the counter and she noticed somebody was banging on the back of her legs with a cart, with a shopping cart. Someone banged on her legs. So she turned around. It was a little girl, and she said to the little girl, "Stop doing that, please." She turned back around, and again, with the cart, she got bumped. And she turned around again and she said, "Really, stop, please stop that." And when it happened a third time, she turned around and said to the girl's mother, "Could you please discipline your little girl and get her to stop bumping the cart into me?" At which point the mother said, "Well, we don't believe in discipline." So a few minutes later, the mother who just said she doesn't believe in discipline was hit with a small yogurt container on the side of her head. So it was kind of stunned, and everyone looked over, and there was a man in the aisle next to them, and he said, "Oh, sorry, I was raised without discipline myself." So if you're like me, the person in the story that you probably feel sorry for is the little girl who's raised without discipline. And what struck me about the story is that, so often and so many people see discipline as a negative thing. We confuse it with being like regimented, or we confuse it with disciplinary action. But actually, discipline's not just a good thing, it's not just an important thing, it's a necessary thing. Self-discipline is necessary for us if we're going to accomplish the things in life that are important to us. Self-discipline is something that gets us through the day. And I've been thinking about where I have exercised discipline, or maybe not exercised it very well. Just the other day, I was thinking about my daily workout, thinking, I really don't want to do this. And finally, I decided to do it, and I was really aware of having to exercise discipline to actually get out and do what I needed to do what I really wanted to do in the end. Discipline's that moment where we're reading a book and we know we should read a bit more, and thinking maybe we'd like to put the book down and do something a little more fun, but we just push ourselves that little bit extra. So discipline is really just that, is when we push ourselves to accomplish the things that we know are important for ourselves and for other people as well. So the good news about discipline is that it's habitual. If we go out for a daily run, it gets easier and easier. Then if we take a break for a week or two, or just get lazy and stop doing it, we find that it's harder to get started again. So discipline, like so many things, is habitual, and it's also contagious. If we exercise discipline in our study habits or in our day-to-day lives, it's easier for the people around us to exercise discipline as well. So, we just sometimes we need to take these words and kind of redefine them for ourselves. And I think discipline is one of those things. The worst thing you can do is raise your children without discipline. I don't know if you deserve being hit with yogurt for doing that, but it really is, it's a real disservice to children. And too often we see that happening. So the Dalai Lama puts it really simply. He says, "A disciplined mind leads to happiness. An undisciplined mind leads to suffering." Couldn't be plainer than that. Scott Peck, another writer on spirituality, says this, which I think is interesting. He says, "Discipline is wisdom and vice versa." So very powerful statement that discipline is wisdom. Wisdom is doing what we need to do with regularity and with effort and with sacrifice and with hard work. And of course, around here, discipline is so important. But the best discipline, of course, is not that discipline that's imposed on us. It's the discipline that we exercise for ourselves, that we encourage in one another. So that's the message. I just had to share that. Have a great week, and see you soon.